Okay. And we live. It's the AMF show, aka the Almighty Force Shows. Coach Jay Vaughn. I'm your host. And today I got a very special guest with me. But before I introduce our special guest, I'm just gonna give you some quick updates. Our mentoring program, we took a week off last week, but we are back this Saturday having group discussions and workshops. Our developmental league, we are in week 2 of training camp. Be sure to make sure all your children are there for training camp. Make sure y'all all tapped in. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Hillside Toyota. If you're looking to purchase a vehicle, go to Hillside Toyota and ask for Sal. Tell them Coach Javon sent you. Another sponsor, new sponsor, Storytime Daycare. Shout out to Miss Karen. If any of you are looking for a daycare, feel free to holler at me and I'll connect you to. Shout out to my dog Still, shout out to my dog Tiny, and shout out to the rest of the Bars and Hoops family, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. And now let me introduce my special guest. Because it's Women's Month, I wanted to bring her up to celebrate the month and highlight my sis. So I brought one of my favorite women in the world to be with us today. This is my go-to, you know what I mean? The person that I go to regularly, speak to daily. This is we're each other's assistant coach when we're in our coaching zone. She's the vice president of Almighty Force Family Incorporated. She's my big shot. If I'm Big Rock, she's my big shot. Know what I mean? Coach Sonia, she's in the building, man. What's up, man? How's life treating you? What's going on with you?
Life is good. Life is good.
Life is life.
It's life in, but it's here. We here, so that's a good thing. But it's life in for sure.
What you got going on these days, man? Anything new? Anything you want to bring to the light?
No. We just Almighty Force. That's my life. That's what I do. Outside of work is that and them kids.
Right.
And that's it. Ain't no in between.
That's a fact. Do you remember how we met?
Yeah, I sure do.
Share the story.
So we was at work, and everybody know I don't smile for nothing. I don't care what the occasion is. I'm not smiling. So we at work, and I'm walking down, and our friend was Jenkins. He like, yo, look at this girl. Look at her face. She got an attitude. So they're like, you could say hi. I said, for what? I don't know, y'all. I ain't here to make no friends. I don't care. J-Ball looked at me like, nah, I like her. Yo, I'm not talking to you. I'm out of here. And I just kept moving.
That's a fact.
And probably 2 weeks after, I found out about the basketball team.
Right.
And I walk in the gym. And he's like, oh, and she play ball? Yeah, that's my sis. I said, yo, and from that, it was just.
That's a fact.
That was it.
We've been attached since, man. That's a fact. Shout out to my boy Welch, because Welch is the one that was like telling me about you, that you played ball.
Yeah.
And at the time, Steven was little.
Steven was 2. Yeah, he had just turned 2.
Yeah, and you wanted him to get him started playing ball then.
Nah, I wanted him to start playing when he was 3.
Okay.
He was 3, but everybody else was shooting him down. So I'm like, I ain't wanting to play on no team. He wanted to play ball. He in the house shooting every 5 seconds on that hoop. So I'm like, let me just get him outside and do something. But nobody wanted him oh, he's too little. I'm like, I don't want him on your team. I just want him to burn off his energy.
Right.
So when I said it to you, you like, oh, I got a team. I'm like, for real?
Yeah.
You like, bring him down. I'm thinking he go on there just to practice. This man throws him in a whole uniform in an 8U game. Like, go ahead. I'm like, the boy could barely walk.
That's a fact.
He got on pull-ups.
Yeah.
But he was out there, not scared,
scared,
hands out, just looking spinning in circles. After a week, he got it down.
That's a fact.
And that was it.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it went. And we've been up since. And shout out to little Steven. How old is Steven now?
13.
13 years old. One of the best 7th graders in the world. The world, Craig.
Top flight.
That's a fact. So before I get into the interview part, the first thing that I ask is if you had to describe yourself with one word, what would that one word be and why?
That one word would be loyal. I feel like a lot of people don't really get to know me because of my face, it's standoffish or whatever the case may be. But those that do know that I'm extremely loyal to them. No matter what it is, no matter the time, no matter the place, I'm there
That's a
whenever
fact.
anybody need me,
That's a
from
fact.
the oldest to the youngest. So, and I'm loyal to a fault sometimes, but that's just me. So loyal will be it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I agree. I agree. 100%. Super loyal. I got a segment. It's called 21 Questions, where I ask you 21 questions, like kind of rapid fire. You answer in the least amount of words as possible in a single word, or a single word if you could. We are on Balls and Hoops Radio, so I'm gonna ask you a few questions pertaining to basketball, and then we're gonna tap back into what we're gonna tap into basketball, but I'm actually a few questions pertaining to entertainment, music, and stuff like that. All right. So the first question is, who's your favorite rap artist of all time, if you have one?
Biggie,
Biggie.
yeah,
Uh,
Big Brooklyn.
of course, legendary. Favorite rap album, if you know.
Haha, Bow Wow.
Bad Weezy.
Yo, back in the day, Bow Wow was my husband in my mind. You hear me? Like all over my
That's
wall.
oh really?
What?
Wow.
Crazy. I still know the songs now.
Wow. That's the first. That's the first. That's the
I
first
was
time somebody
outside
said
with Bow Wow.
Bow.
You hear me?
That's big time. All right. Who's your favorite R&B artist or group of all time, if you have?
I would say Monica,
Okay.
and then Total as a group, because
Okay.
we swore we was done when we was younger.
Okay. 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 All right. What song you listening to and repeat right now? Cause I heard you blasting something on the way here. I was singing.
That was
I was singing it along. I was singing along to that joint.
yo. Not for nothing. The song I got on repeat right now, like I just play a lot of CC Winans. Like every morning, I'm playing that, and it's in the car, it's in the house. I'm just bumping her album all day.
Right, 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 right. Okay, okay, okay. Favorite artist of this era, any genre.
None. I don't understand none of these people. None of
Okay,
them.
okay,
Not even R&B. I don't listen to none of them.
okay, 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 okay. All right. Top two favorite basketball movies.
Loving basketball and like Mike, because Bow Wow's in it. Okay.
That's mad funny. All right, favorite TV show.
Right now or
Yeah, right now.
right? Oh, Chicago PD.
Okay,
It's my
okay.
joint.
Yeah, that joint is that's a good joint right there.
Foy is my man.
All right, what was your favorite pro basketball team, college or high school team to watch of all time?
College, North Carolina when they had Ivy Latta.
Mm, okay, okay, okay. Favorite pro college or high school player?
Iverson.
Iverson. Yeah, that's a good one. Do you have a favorite team that you watch play currently?
LSU.
LSU is tough. LSU is real good. Who's your favorite? Your favorite? No. If you had to describe your style of play, choosing a pro or college basketball player, who would that player be?
I would say Gary Payton because I'm
GP.
defensive. So
Right,
everything for me is about defense,
right.
and that's what he was.
Fire. Yeah. What was the best year of your basketball career?
I was trash, bro.
He
I
said
was
I was
horrible.
trash, bro.
Nah, 2004.
Oh, four?
2004,
Mm,
played for Lincoln, and that was the first year the girls ever made it like to the playoffs. Like we won the boroughs, and then we made it to the semifinals against Bertram at St. John's, and
okay,
that's where we lost.
okay, okay, okay. Um, throughout your basketball journey, who was your favorite coach to play for, if you can remember?
I had two. So one is Ruben McLaughlin, we call him Stace, and the other one is Darren Smith. Both of them coached at Lincoln.
Okay. Um, what was your career high in points?
32.
Okay. Who was the most skilled teammate you ever played with?
Hmm. The most skilled teammate. Let's see. I had a few, but I would say CC Sierra Shields.
Okay.
She went to Providence.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, who was the most skilled player you played against? Like,
Not
gave you a tough time?
Rewind. I'm lying. Latifah Joy.
Latifah Joy.
She went to West Virginia.
Okay.
She was she was dunking.
Really?
Really, like really
That's
dunking.
fire. Okay. Okay. So, who's the most skilled player that you had to compete against?
Epiphany Prince and Shannon Bobbitt.
Okay. 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 I know both of them was tough.
Yeah.
What was your favorite basketball tournament to play in growing up?
We played in which one? It was a couple of them, but on West Fourth.
Okay. What's your favorite tournament to coach in?
Love Life Empowerment.
Yeah, same. I like life empowerment. That's the family right
Life
there.
Empowerment.
All right, what's one of your hobbies?
I like to write poems.
Really?
Yep.
All right, so when we drop the beat at the
I'm
end.
not dropping no beat. I'm not dropping no beat. I'm not doing none of that.
All right, that's going to conclude our 21 questions. Now we're going to get into the history of you. Just let them know where you're from, what community you belong to, first and foremost.
I grew up in Coney Island,
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Okay. Coney Island, Brooklyn. Shout out to Coney Island. You didn't grow up in Beja or Queens?
First of all, there's no such thing as Beja. That's one. Okay. It is Barbados. We are not going to do this. And I moved to Queens. How old, Steven? 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
So you from Queens?
I'm not. I'm really not, though. But this Beja thing has got to stop. It has got to stop.
What is your basketball story begin? Like, how did you get introduced to the sport? How old was you, and what made you love it and it made you interested in it altogether?
So I think I was maybe 8 years old, and had a lot. My grandmother's house was huge in Flatbush. Had 13 bedrooms, big old backyard, like crazy big.
Oh, so you are rich?
No, we're not rich at all. Not even a little bit. But all the kids used to go over there on the weekend, and my girl cousins was really girly, and I ain't like that. So they ain't want to be around me. And then the boys, they outside playing basketball, but I was a girl, so I couldn't play. So I would just go and shoot by myself. And then after they started seeing me playing, they would let me play with them.
Right.
But I ain't never played on no team until I was 14 when I went to Lincoln.
Okay.
So I got kicked out of my first high school.
Oh.
So after I got kicked out and I went to Lincoln, Latifah Joy was like, yo, just come play basketball with us. And I'm like, no. She's like, just come. You'll see what it's about. I walk in the room, it's a bunch of girls just staring at me.
Yeah.
You know, me and my attitude already. I'm like, what they looking at? She's like, yo, just chill. So the coach I walk in, the coach like, what's your name? I'm telling him with a whole attitude, whatever. So he's like, yo, what's wrong with you? Nothing.
Right.
So he sees my report card. He's like, first thing you could do is you gotta show me your report card. I'm like, my average was a 40, bro. So he like, yo, what's this? I'm like, a report card. You asked for it, like
that's like a Z. That's like a Z. A Z ends.
So it's never reported. I wasn't going to school.
Right.
So he like, you know what? I'm gonna keep you around because you need guidance. So when he kept me, the first thing he said to me was, in front of my moms, if you don't bring your average up, I'm going to bust your ass. But this man I'm about to stay around him. So after I saw him take an interest in me and he really put his time into what he was doing, I just started loving it after that. And I ended up graduating with a 98 average.
Jeez. That's a big turnaround, man.
Right. And it was all because of basketball. If I ain't have that, I don't know.
I think I gotta hit my man Rich up. We gotta give you a PS5.
Most improved is
that's big time.
Yo, that's what made me love it. He took time out to make sure I was good. And that man ain't know me from a hole in the wall. So I just started loving it after that.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the schools that you attended, elementary through high school. Just shout them out real quick.
So I went to PS 288 in Coney Island. Then I ended up graduating from PS 329 in Coney Island. Junior high school, I went to Mark Twain Intermediate School in Coney Island. From there, I went to Bushwick High School. That's the first high school I got kicked out of. And then I went to Lincoln. Graduated from Lincoln in 2004. From there, I went to attend Hofstra, but I only went for a semester because I couldn't get the tuition.
Okay.
After that, I went to Iowa, a top number 1 JUCO. It's called Kirkwood Community College. Went out there to play ball, ended up getting injured. Came back here, played at Kingsborough, graduated from Kingsborough, and ended up playing at Hunter.
Okay.
And then I left Hunter and started working.
All right, cool. We're gonna back up though, man, because we're gonna talk about your high school basketball career. Not the kicked out of school part. We just gonna edit that out.
Nah, they gotta know that.
All right, cool. Because I had to kind of go to a different school myself.
Yeah, they gotta know that because it was a turnaround,
big turnaround.
I ain't stay where I was. So.
Right. All right, so let's talk about high school basketball career. So you just kind of touched on it a little bit. You started playing as a sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay, so you started playing as a sophomore.
It was the end of my freshman year, and then into my sophomore year.
Okay. Okay. All right. So just talk about let's go let's talk about the most memorable your most memorable experience in a game for you. What was the most memorable moment?
It ain't a good one, but when we was playing at St. John's, like, cause I was really like good at defense, so I was averaging like anywhere between 7 and 10 steals a
Wow.
game.
Wow.
So I always had to play the best player. It
Okay.
was me and my friend Talisha.
Yeah.
So they had her on Epiphany Prince and they had me on Shannon Bobbitt.
Okay.
Now Epiphany was averaging like 30 something a game. So
Yeah.
holding her to 19 was like, good
Right,
God, you
right.
did your job.
Right.
So I'm playing Shannon Bobbitt and she's getting frustrated. And like she pushed me and was like, "So what's up? What you want to do?"
Right.
Took off my headband and threw it. So I said, "So what we doing?" And they broke it up from there. But like that's what I remember the most. Like really, like we was just really going at each other trying to win this
Right.
game. And it wasn't nothing personal, but it was just like we was both so passionate about it.
Right. Right.
That's what that stands out the most.
That's dope. What year was that for you? That was
That was my senior year.
Your senior?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to go out.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's talk about the college experience. You said you went to Hofstra first.
Yeah.
And then you went to junior college, you
Mhm.
said. Talk about that junior college experience for a second.
So that was like shell shock. So you coming from a big city to go to nothing but farms
Mm-hmm.
and people riding down the roads and tractor trailers and
Yeah.
factories, and you ain't seeing nothing but grass and cows. And so I'm looking around like, yo, where's the corner store? What are you talking about? A Wawa? Like, what are we?
First of all, I want to know how did that even come about? Like,
So
you're a New York City kid. You
right.
graduated from Coney Island, from Lincoln High School in Coney Island. You go to Hofstra for a semester,
Right.
and then you go to prep school in where is it again?
Iowa.
In Iowa.
Right. So I had a friend named Jasmine, and she was being recruited, but things happened and she couldn't go to where she needed to be immediately. So they started looking into JUCOs to get her the looks that she needed.
Right.
So when they started looking at her, you know how like back then they was doing package deal type stuff. So
yeah,
it was like, yo, if you're gonna take her, then you gotta take her.
Right.
Type thing. So this college was looking into her. So we was like, yo, I ain't got nothing going on. She needs this. I'm gonna go out there with her.
Okay.
And we just ended up going out there together.
Nice. And how long you stay there?
I stayed there for a semester.
One
Because I
semester.
ended up, we was in
You said you
practice
got
one day and I
injured.
got like this girl hit my leg and like it shifted my muscles.
Yeah.
And I couldn't play. So I was like, if I can't play, I'm not sitting out here in these cornfields. I'm going home.
Right.
And I just left and went home.
Right, right.
But it was dope because people think of JUCOs as like, when you think of it here, it's
Right.
like really nothing like a BMCC and all type of stuff. Out there, they're on campus.
Okay.
So you got your own dorms, you got apartments, you got the rec centers,
Right.
you working for the coach for your work study and
Yeah.
all types of stuff. So you really get that college feel of going away
Yeah.
when you go out there.
Right. A lot of kids with they don't even look in that direction
Right.
when they should.
Right. And then it set her up because she ended up going to FSU after that. And now she played for Puerto Rico. So
See,
like
so-
it sets you up. They still looking at you because you just gotta go to the right JUCO.
You go to the
And
right
it was
one.
the number one JUCO in the nation. So they was getting looks.
So more than likely, a lot of their players are going on to
Right. Another girl from the team, she ended up playing for Iowa.
See,
And now she plays overseas too. So you still get looks. It's just,
it's what you do too
Right.
when you're in that position. I mean, that makes plenty sense. Makes plenty sense. All right, so you come back to New York. You said you graduate from
Kingsborough. Right.
but then you play for Hunter.
Because I played for Kingsborough.
Uh-huh.
That's where I dropped the 33 at.
Okay.
So then after I finished playing for Kingsborough, I went to Hunter because I was taking up education. And
Okay.
it was one of the top education schools in the city.
Right.
So I ended up just staying here because I didn't want to go away again.
Okay.
And I stayed here and did education at Hunter.
Okay. All right. So you could be a teacher.
Right.
All right. That's fire.
I just had I ended up leaving to come to the job, but I only got to do like my student teaching to get my my certifications or whatever the case may be.
Okay. All right, cool. So what's next after college? What's your next step?
I came into the job.
You came into the job. Okay.
Because
okay.
I had Steven, like my junior year in college, I got pregnant with Steven. And I was taking like the most credits you're supposed to take is 12. You gotta get permission to take anything more.
Right.
So because I was on the dean's list, honor roll, all that 4.0.
This girl's smart.
I got permission from the dean to take as much credits as I wanted. So I was taking 9 classes, 18 credits.
Wow.
Ended up getting pregnant, but I was high risk. So
Okay.
they like, you can't go to school.
Oh, okay.
But the teachers was like, you could do your work online.
That's
and I
fine.
ended up doing it online. And right after, I'm like, I got a kid, I'm in school, I gotta get a job.
Got it.
And then they ended up calling me, and I went to the job.
Okay. 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 You played any AAU ball, any local teams outside of playing for your school team back when you was in high school?
I played for teams, but it wasn't no AAU. It was just like teams from around the way. They put a team together, and you play in little tournaments, but like Steph tournament and stuff like that. But I ain't never played no AAU.
Okay. 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 All right.
The most I think I did with that was like we went to 5-star camp. That was like the highest thing that we did outside of school.
All right. Describe a day of the day that you drop your 32. What how did the day start? You know what I'm saying? How did the day start? Did you have classes?
Yeah, I had classes.
Right.
Definitely had classes.
You had practice that day. You had a
Nah, we ain't had
walk
practice
through.
that day. So I'm in Kingsborough. We had classes, and after my class, I'm in the lunchroom with Big Steven.
Mm-hmm.
He playing dominoes, and I'm just sitting there watching them play dominoes.
Yeah.
And go to my last class, and now we got games.
Right.
So the game is probably like 2 hours after class is over. And I'm sitting there. This is the first game I think my mother came to.
Okay.
So Steven's up top. My mother's sitting down there, and my homegirl's doing the scoreboard and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing, but we're losing.
Mm-hmm.
So my coach is looking at me like, "Yo, you gotta go."
Right.
But I don't know how much points I got, but all I remember is I'm dead tired, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to have an asthma attack, bro. Like, sub me out."
And you got asthma,
Like,
right?
I'm like, "Sub me out." He like, "No," and I'm like, "Yo, but I can't breathe, bro."
Right,
He like,
right.
"So score."
Right.
So I just started scoring,
Right.
and then my homegirl like, "That's what we doing." So I'm like, "What I do?" She's like, "You got 33." I'm like, "Oh, I do." I didn't even realize. I just remember being tired. Like I was
Right.
tired,
That's
and he
fine.
would not take me out the game.
Right.
But we ended up winning. I think it was against Queens College.
Of course, it was against Queens. I mean,
It was against Queens
of course.
College, and nobody recorded, but the other team. So I go to them. I'm like, "Yo, can I get the
They
recording?"
was
They was
not.
like, "No,
They not giving
no,
up. They
you
not
can't
giving
get
that
nothing."
up.
I'm like, "All right, whatever."
That's hilarious. What's the best advice you received from any of your coaches?
Academics come before basketball.
That's a fact.
So if you can't perform in the classroom, you can't perform on the basketball court.
Yeah, this
And
is
that
true.
stuck with me clearly because I graduated with all these high grades. So I was
Yeah.
just like, I didn't never took basketball as serious as I took school after that.
Right. All right. Throughout your basketball journey, is there anything that you wish you done differently?
I wish I would took basketball more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just something to keep me from outside.
Got
Like I
it.
never really saw myself going to college to play basketball. I never saw myself playing in the WNBA. Like I never had those hoop dreams. It was just something for me to do. I liked the people that I was around when I was doing it, and that's why I did it. But if I know what I know now, I would have took it more serious.
Got it. Women's basketball. It's lit today.
Right.
It's live. What's your thoughts on it?
I don't think they would have stand a chance in our era though. Because
Okay.
I feel like it's soft, it's dumbed down.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. I'm not taking that away from them.
Yeah.
But the physicality of it is
Yeah.
nowhere near what we was doing.
Got it.
So I don't think they would have like outshined anybody that was playing while we was playing.
Okay. I like that take, man. We're gonna get into the coaching side of things. You know what I'm saying, like, was that something that you ever even thought you would be doing, or it just kind of happened?
Well, I know when we were in high school, our coaches made us coach at the Beacon. So like that was like kind of like our community service.
Got
We had
it.
to go to the Beacon and coach the team like they had, because they had like how we do. We had them like a D League type
like
thing.
intramurals,
Right, but we had like it was like a D League pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay.
So we would just take the kids from our neighborhood and we would have a team, and each of the girls just had a team.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
we only did that like 1 or 2 times.
Okay.
Outside of that, I never thought I would be coaching until I met you, and it was like I don't remember how I even got started coaching. It was
Yeah.
like Steven was there one day and nobody else was to coach, and he was like, "You want to coach?" And I'm like, "All right, whatever."
Yeah.
And it just went from there. But I never saw myself coaching.
Wow. Yeah, because not only are you the coach, you're the vice president. You know what I'm saying? You went up the ranks quick.
Real quick. I ain't never seen none of that. Like I ain't when I came on board, it was strictly something for Steven to do. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't. I wasn't taking it serious for him either.
Right.
It was just something to get him out of my face because he was the only kid and he just wanted to jump around all day.
Right.
But I never saw it getting to this level.
Right. How important would you say youth sports is?
extremely important because it keeps them out the streets, like, and it gives them something to look forward to. Whether it be they're not doing good in school, but they love basketball, we could hold that over their head, like, all right, you gotta do good in school, or you can't play,
True.
or they're just running the streets because their parents is not around for whatever reason they're not around.
Right.
It gives them something to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, how challenging would you say this is, the coaching?
I almost lost my edges behind this. Like, they thin. The edges is thin, and it's because of coaching. Like, they thin. They thin. Because this right here it'll make you think some things sometimes. Like, yo, bro, like, y'all need to check sometimes because y'all kind of special. Y'all don't listen.
Yeah, they
But
don't listen. Kids
when
is
they
hard-headed.
get it, it's the
Right.
most rewarding feeling in the
Right,
world.
right.
But the
That's a fact.
process, boy, the process.
Man, because this process.
This process was rough.
Oh
He
man.
was getting punched by like 60, and
Yeah.
you gotta look at the other coaches and not get mad. Like,
Yeah.
oh, good game, coach, but in the back of your mind, you like, you couldn't tell him to fall back a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was rough.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
rough.
super challenging. Super
To go
very-
from that to winning nationals. It's like night and day. So the process was rough.
Yeah,
But we got them there.
if they stick with it, and they actually listen, when they
Right.
start listening,
Right,
it works.
right.
Right. How challenging is it to coach your children? That's got to be
Bro.
because you, man,
It's bad because it's bad because
Woo,
it's like
child.
it's like I want to punch you in the face, but I can't because I'm your coach, but I'm still your parent. But like, so how do I balance the two? Like, I don't want to go to jail because they think you're a regular kid, but you're mine.
right.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
hard. They don't want to listen to you because it's like, if you knew better, then why you my mother? Why you in the NBA? Why you in the WNBA? Like, they don't want to hear you.
Right.
You don't know what to do,
Right.
and you looking at them like, Negro, I'm trying to help you.
Right.
They don't want to hear it.
Right.
Somebody come behind you and say the same thing, and then it clicks.
Yeah.
They don't remember you said it though. It's hard. It's hard.
Right.
I hate it. It's hard.
What are some of the challenges that you face so far as a coach and as a vice president of a program? Would you say, if any?
Parents not knowing like what level their kid is really at. Like, that is hard because it's like
Yo, the funny ones when they tell you how good their kid is,
Right.
right? My son is good. Like,
they
he makes
coming-
all his shots.
Which
in-
ones
in-
though?
in the-
In the garbage can?
and
Like, which ones? Because not on this court here.
Yo,
It gets bad because like they'll come to you and be like, why he ain't play? You saw what I saw? I
Right.
put him in for 2 minutes and he had 8 turnovers.
right,
Why he ain't play? Why he here?
right,
But I ain't gonna turn no kid away at the end of the day neither.
right.
But it's
right,
just
right.
like, you gotta really be real with yourself. Even if you don't want to be real with your kid, be real with yourself.
Yeah,
Just know we got him here. Accept that.
right.
Don't look for no more out of me after that. Like, don't.
What about the ones that went to miracles?
I might could do a miracle, but not overnight.
Yeah, it's
They
gonna
come.
take
They
time.
come on Monday. Like, you got Steven like that? Yeah. He come Monday and Friday. Why he ain't doing what Steven do, bruh? This is 30 years worth of work.
Right,
This ain't gonna happen tomorrow. I'm taking him somewhere else. Go ahead, do me the
Right.
favor.
right,
I could save one of these follicles that's falling out.
right.
But they're not truthful with themselves or their kids.
Right.
That's the hardest part. And then being the VP of the program, it's like, you gotta be politically correct. And I'm not there yet all the way. God is still working on me.
Yeah.
So I be trying to not curse parents out. But in the back of my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's why we got people. I'm like, come.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
go
yeah.
talk to them over there because
Yeah,
I
they
can't
good at
talk
that.
to you.
Right.
Can't do it.
That's mad funny. What's your ultimate goal as a coach? Like, when you're coaching these young kids?
My ultimate goal is to see every kid in our program go to college for free.
Yeah.
I don't care about trophies. I don't care about how much tournaments they win. I don't care about nationals. I do it just to give them something to do. But once they get a scholarship, whether it be academic or basketball, my job is done.
That's a fact. Just putting them in the best position
That's
possible. Yeah, that's great. How do you do it all? I mean, like, what's the motivation and drive behind you? You're taking care of your family. You got a career job. You have a whole entire basketball program organization that you're responsible for. What's the drive behind it, and what do you do for yourself outside of all of those things I just mentioned?
The drive for it is how I describe myself, my loyalty to these kids.
Mhm.
So it's not about their parents. It's not about me. I genuinely care about each and every kid, and they know that because they all have a drawer at my house full of their clothes because they over there every other weekend. Shout out to y'all.
Right.
But
Right.
I do it for them. So team no sleep. Like I'm with it all the way because it's for them. Outside of basketball, what I do for myself, I'm not gonna lie, I don't do nothing. Like I really don't.
Okay.
It's once in a blue moon, like if we have a function that no kids allowed, whatever, I
Yeah.
might show up or whatever. But I really don't do anything outside of that. And
Right.
that's not a good thing, but I don't.
Right. I mean, it's pretty much the same with me though. That's
Right.
it's the life that we chose.
Right.
Helping helping all these other people's children.
Right.
Besides the fact that we taking care of our own and we have careers and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But we definitely gonna change that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna start doing some things for us. Um, I got two different categories of this top fives. Right. I need your top five hoopers, your top five of all time, right? That's going to be the first five. And then the second five is going to be your top five since you've been coaching and being in your seat. Your top five AMF hoopers. Yeah,
Yo,
that's a
and
tough.
these
The
kids,
second one
these
is
kids
tough.
is watching.
Yeah, I know.
They watching on tonight. My top
They all
five
laughing.
hoopers that I would say, like on a personal, I'm not even gonna talk about NBA, like personally,
Yeah.
that I've watched as Stephon Marbury, Sebastian Telfair.
Everybody from Coney
Yeah,
Island.
you're right. Everybody from Coney Island, because
Everybody's
we
from Coney
shout out to
Island.
y'all, we made it. Of course, Isaiah Whitehead,
I like
Lance
it. I like it
Stevenson,
though.
and Quincy Doobie.
Yeah, that's a good five.
Right.
That's a good five. If you had to do an honorable mention. If you had to do an honorable mention, you know what I'm saying? You got to do a 6-man.
We gonna do.
You staying in Coney Island?
We gonna go with Kim.
Oh,
we
we
gonna
gonna
go
go
with Kim.
Kim? All right.
We gonna go with Kim.
All right, we gonna go Kim because Kim is still doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gonna go with Kim. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like coming up, I ain't watched nobody outside of Coney Island.
That's
like
dope.
when you're in Coney Island, you stuck in Coney Island.
Yeah.
So you're not really worried about. We knew about the Gary Irvins, and we knew about them as like rivals. So I wasn't giving you the respect that you really. That wasn't watching you on that level to be like, oh, he's really nice. I'm watching you because I'm like, yo, Bashy's gonna give it to you. Like that's how we looking at it.
Right.
So I really never really paid attention to their game like that.
Right.
So when you in Coney Island, you just worried about who's in Coney Island.
Right. That's a fact. All right, that makes sense. That makes plenty sense. I ain't arguing with that. I ain't arguing with that at all.
I can't.
But now let's get to the challenging top five. You
why you moving up on a chair like that?
Good.
Let me see.
Top five
Since
you coached since you've been coaching the AMF. Your top five.
Whew. All right.
Yeah, let's talk about how long you've been coaching for AMF.
So I've been coaching for 10 years with AMF.
It's 10 years, bro.
10 joints.
So before we get into your top five, right? You've been coaching for 10 years, right? About how many kids do you think you've coached in between those 10 years? Like if you could,
like including D League and everything?
Yeah, if you could give
it gotta be at least 300. At least.
Damn. So it's gonna. I asked you that because you gotta pick 5 out of 300.
This is crazy.
5 out of 300.
Now we going travel team strictly. I'm not even talking about the D League.
Hold on, wait, because initially it was gonna be 3. It was gonna be 3 top fives. Because it was gonna be your top 5. It was gonna be the travel teams top 5, and then it was gonna be D League top 5. You know what I mean? Because we got some D League legends out here.
We got D League poppies out here. My top 5 that I personally coached, I would say Javon, Lil Javon.
Who? Javon who?
Javon Martin. We're not gonna play with him.
Javon Martin. Javon Martin Jr.
We're gonna play Javon. Steven.
He is a D League great. No, this is travel team.
Yeah, travel team.
All right, my fault. We talking travel.
Javon. Steven.
My son is crying. Okay.
Javon, Steven.
Okay.
Not Song.
Okay. All right.
Shane.
Okay.
And Nakel.
Who could argue that? Who could argue that? I think if I had to go 5, I might go with that same 5. I believe I'm going with that same
Travel
5.
team wise.
All right.
Who you picking? Who you...
He said, "What? I'm not.
I'm not in this. Not me.
Don't worry.
Ask me.
Don't worry. You gonna get your opportunity. So you get to start thinking now.
Don't ask me.
All right. So who you got D League? That came out of D League.
Came out of D League
they
came to us.
Yeah.
So Noah.
That's crazy. That was the first name that came to my mind.
Noah. Beans.
Yeah. Shout out to Beans. Shout out to Noah.
Let me see who else came out and came to us. I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. That's fine. Three is good.
Them right there.
The 3 is good because they ended up coming on a tribal team anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they came from
right, because some of the other ones I named came out of the D League.
Right.
So in our songs, the Shanes, they came out the D League.
Right. That's a fact. That's why the D League is important. I be trying to tell these people. Tommy wrote Jules.
Facts.
Yeah, we can't forget about Jules.
I did forget about him because he's not here.
Well, all of behind the back dribbling he used to do.
Yo, my man was behind the back, Poppy.
Behind the back, Poppy.
No matter
step back
what
3.
situation, airball me.
It's actually working though now.
Yo, he really.
He out there doing his thing in Florida.
So Jules definitely.
Shout out to my boy Jules.
Good
man.
Looking, Tommy.
We super proud of you, Jules. The time he said one move, Poppy. All right, let's talk about the PSAL and just what just took place. Like, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Disgusting. I absolutely.
First, let's just kind of explain what took place. What took place in PSAL.
So as far as I know.
As far as you know,
they had kids that was playing that wasn't enrolled in the school. Then they had kids that was playing on days they didn't attend school. Then they had a 19-year-old who turned 20 playing against people 14-year-old kids. Like, it don't make sense. I hate reclassing. I think it's horrible. I think it's trash. I think that you're trash if you reclass. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because I say that because I feel like you're running, right? So if you're in the 7th grade and you go reclass to 6th grade, you're gonna look good in middle school, but the people you're running from, you still have to see.
You're gonna have to.
So when you get up there, are you gonna still produce like you're producing against these babies you playing against?
Right.
That's why I personally hate it. Now, if you're doing it because of academics and you just couldn't make it to the next grade, okay, fine.
Right.
But y'all doing it strictly for basketball. Your kids on the honor roll, y'all reclassing them.
Doesn't make sense.
So you telling your kid that ball is more important than academics.
That's what they telling their kid.
So it's just a cute word to say you got left back.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
So the whole PSAL thing, like, is really disgusting. It's horrible for the kids that had nothing to do with it, that couldn't finish out their season because of grown people that just want to win and didn't care about them kids. So it's nasty. Nasty
work, and that's crazy because I was following up with the reclass. You know what I'm saying? The PSAL it went crazy. So I'm not even gonna get into the schools, to the names. We ain't gonna talk about that. But the fact of the matter is, the coaches they want to win so bad.
So bad you're gonna do anything. You jeopardizing for one kid, you jeopardizing another 11 kids.
Right.
Who could have possibly had a scout come look at them next that championship game and they could have got an offer. Now they can't do that. So what are you really doing for these kids?
Right.
Just to help a few. You hurting a whole bunch.
Right.
It don't make sense.
Right.
It's I don't like it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't like
it.
It's
terrible.
And then we had reclasses in our era, but it was prep school.
Right.
You did your time, and then when you couldn't make it or whatever, you went to prep school.
Right.
So it wasn't really reclassing because you're still playing against kids your age. You just getting more development.
Right.
Y'all out here just got I had a 15-year-old playing against our 12-year-olds yesterday.
That's nuts.
And it's just okay. It's just okay. He in the 8th grade though. Why is he playing if he can't get out the 8th grade?
15 in the 8th grade is wild. Because 15 means
you're supposed to be a sophomore.
You're supposed to be a sophomore, about to be a junior.
Right. Because 3 summers ago, he said he was 13. You still 13? Everybody else is 15? Like, how you stay the same? How you do that? I want to do it too. I don't want to get older neither. Like, what we talking about? That man looked in my face that summer because we was trying to protest him. He was like, no, I'm only 13. That was when Shane and them was 11 and 12.
Right.
They are now how old? How you still 13?
Wow. They
But
want to
it is
win.
what it is.
They want to win.
It is what you winning by one.
Right.
You winning by two.
That's
So
terrible.
what is that really saying? When you get to your age, what are you going to do?
The same
You're
thing
not
they're
going to
doing
produce.
right now.
You're not going to produce. So you're wasting your time reclassing now.
Yeah.
You just did an extra 2 years of school for what?
So you know what happens? So you know what happens with a kid like that? His senior year in high school, he's 19.
He's ineligible. That's why it's gonna catch up to you.
But the high school might still use
Go
him.
ahead, y'all gonna be a PSAL 2024 all over again. Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
Yo, this is crazy. You
Go
think
ahead.
so? Who do you think out of that whole PSAL situation should there be repercussions behind it, consequences,
Of course.
or this is the consequences that they have now just being eliminated this season is good enough, or there should be more?
There should be more for the coaches.
For the coaches,
the knowledgeable coaches. Like
Mm.
if you knew what was going on with this kid and you was down with it, you should be penalized. Now it's a situation like some parents is just out here giving fraudulent documentation. They out here getting the health department to redo their birth certificate.
Yo,
Like
this
they
is
getting stuff.
This is
So
crazy.
if it's a situation like that, I can't hold you accountable. But if you knew what was going on,
Yeah,
you gotta hold that.
that's a fact.
Gotta hold that.
That's a fact. I agree. The transfer portal.
You need to close the portal, burn the portal.
Because like when we in high school, if you transferred from a school to a school, you had to sit a year.
Or if you have to do a safety transfer and they made it legit.
Right. That was the only way you'll play
Right.
immediately. But now you're able to play like right away.
Small.
So I understand that there was a kid that was in one school, transferred to the next school, and then transferred back to the school.
Right.
And was able to play in the season.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Right now they said they had and I don't know how true this is. Like I said, I'm hearing all this. You flew a kid in from a different country. Just to play to get eliminated. Make it make sense, God. Like, what are we doing?
That's nuts.
My man came over on the kangaroo himself just to play. And now he can't play.
Yo,
Out of line.
They want to win.
All right, and now you lost. So what we talking about? Now he got to fly back home and tell his parents he lost. And guess what? I ain't finished school neither. So what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? Because I ain't supposed to be here because my paperwork ain't legit. So now that's the year that I did. I got to redo.
Exactly.
Come on.
Nasty work. What advice do you have for parents of student athletes?
If you ain't never played basketball a day in your life,
Mm-hmm.
do not tell them nothing about basketball. Tell them about being a student. Leave the athlete part out of your conversation.
Right.
Just focus on your kid being a student and let the coaches focus on the athlete part.
Right.
Because y'all out here giving these kids the wrong advice. You couldn't make a team if the team was your parents' team and you trying to tell these kids how to stay on the team. Get out of here.
Right. That's hilarious.
We're not going to do that.
But,
And then again, like on the other side, because I'm a coach and a parent,
mm-hmm.
It's hard to watch your kid on the court doing something wrong and not say something. But at the end of the day, don't go against what the coach is telling them to do.
Yeah.
And correct your kid and what they're doing. But ultimately, you can't tell them to do something that is not going to benefit the whole team.
Right. That's a fact. All right, what advice you got for the student athlete now? What you telling them?
Don't be afraid to grow. Me personally, I was scared to grow. That's why I didn't. And when I say that, I mean everybody that grow with you can't go with you. So y'all get scared of success and start to self-sabotage. You don't go as hard as you know you could. You want to play buddy basketball because you want your friend to look good too. You don't want to outshine him. You can't do that to yourself.
That's a fact.
So you have to look out for self first, not being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for yourself first and advance, and then you can help somebody else.
That's a fact. One thing that everybody has to do, it's a mandatory thing.
And what is that?
They have to give motivational words. I ain't gonna make you rap yet. we ain't putting on the beat yet. You got to give the people some motivational
You're
words,
not,
something that
you're
could be
not gonna put on no
understood,
beat.
something that could be understood from a young person to an adult, something that they can carry with them day to day, something useful. What you got? What you got, Coach?
Make sure that everything that you do on a daily basis is intentional. Don't do nothing by mistake. Like set your goals and be intentional with them. If you're gonna help somebody with the intentions to help that person, not to look for something in return. When you go to work, be intentional about the work that you're doing. When you go to school, be intentional about learning. When you come home, be intentional about doing your homework, cleaning up. Whatever it is you're doing, be intentional about it.
That's a fact. That was excellent, man. That was perfect. And
Because
now,
now my don't get out here with that beat.
ah,
I got time for no beats.
yo, we about to let her rap. You heard?
And nobody rapping. No, I'm
You
rapping
not
gifts
rapping?
for Christmas. Hold it down, not me.
That's
Rap.
man funny. You don't got no questions for her, Rashawn? Or I touched on everything. I guess we gonna open up the phone lines. You know what I mean? You interested in calling in? Our number's 516-206-0711. That's 516-206-0711. What's your thoughts on trainers, children, young people pairing up with trainers? What's your thoughts on it? I mean, like, how you feel about that?
The same way I feel about parents. If you ain't never played basketball a day in your life, you cannot be a trainer. Like, we are not gonna just read a book and say cut on a 90-degree angle and go ahead and be a trainer. Like, we're not gonna do that.
Right,
You have to have done something in your basketball career for you to try to train my kid and something significant, not just be on the team.
right.
Like, we're not gonna do that.
Cause it's water boys and team managers.
Yeah, I was around it, and I wanted you to be in it. I don't want you around it.
All right, what about those that's knowledgeable about the game? They knowledgeable about it,
All right,
but they never played the sport.
but what does that mean? Like,
I don't know. I'm
like
just
you
asking
you
you a
could know
question.
basketball, but that don't mean you know how to coach.
Right,
You could sit down at home and know everything about every basketball player that ever played, and if you've never been in it, how can you effectively coach?
right.
Because you never had that feeling of being on the court. You don't know what the nerves is. You don't know what you're really seeing from the outside looking in. You're gonna see everything, but if you've never played, you don't know that you have tunnel vision when you're on the court. You don't know that certain things you can't see and can see. You've never been in the fire, so you can't tell somebody how to get out of it.
This is true. This is true. This is true. That's a fact. Social media, good thing or a bad thing for today's student athletes?
Both. It's good in the sense of you can get exposure faster, right?
Okay.
Because everybody has access to you now.
Yeah.
But it's bad because y'all following all these trends that's going on, not knowing how it's gonna affect your image. I hate TikTok with a passion. I hate Snapchat with a passion because on there is where you see them following all these dumb trends.
Right.
Then you everybody posting for likes. Half the time y'all posting nonsense,
Right.
posting gang stuff, and y'all don't even know it's gang affiliated. Like, y'all doing dumb stuff.
This is
Y'all not
true.
using it for what it's really meant to be used for.
Right.
So it's a good and a bad thing.
How do you think in your time social media, if they had all these platforms when
We
you
wouldn't have
was
made it, bro. Like, 'cause we had
you said
we wouldn't have made it. Like, we wouldn't have made it. Cause we was outside. We was outside doing nonsense, but
Yeah.
it wasn't televised for the world to see.
Right,
We would have
right,
we'd have all been locked up. We
right,
wouldn't have made it.
right,
We
right,
had AOL. You had to be home to plug in the cord, and your mom was like, "Yo, my phone not working."
right.
You, like, we had AOL,
That's a
dial
fact.
up. We ain't have this.
That's a fact. This is true. This is true. This is true. Hey man. Well, we towards the end of the show. It was a great episode. Hold on, wait. When you going drop the empanadas? Like, you know what I mean? She make the best.
Yo, everybody know I know how to cook. So all they gotta do is
Would
tell
you
me.
say that's a hobby, or is that's something you think about doing?
That's something I think about doing. Like, honestly, like, my ultimate goal is I want to open up a food truck.
A food truck?
Right. So, like, I want to cook everything. Cause I can. But that's my ultimate goal: a food truck and a daycare.
Food truck and a daycare.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Let's do it.
let's get to it.
All right.
Yeah, I know my empanizers on deck, my curry go on deck, the oxtails and all that. Like we outside, we eating good.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
We eating good.
My son said he said his AOL name was Hot 11, Hot 11 Thug. Yo,
Yo.
yo, that's mad yo, shout out the court. Yo, that is a hilarious AOL name, bro. Hold on, bro. Rashad, I got a question. What you got? What's your motivation to be the type of mother you are?
My motivation is my mother.
Mm.
So my mother was a single mother. My mother had 6 kids, and I never seen my mother like be down and out ever. If she was sick, I never knew. If she was having a bad day, I never knew. If she ain't have it, I never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like she made sure we was good. As I got older, I started to realize like that's why I see her because she was outside working 2 jobs, and so she's my motivation to let my kids know that like I care, I'm there, no matter what I'm gonna do for y'all.
Right.
And then the other kids, because my mother's house was like my house. Everybody came to eat. If I ate, they ate. She went to the grocery store and they didn't have it. She gave it to them, and we gonna figure it out tomorrow for us. So it would definitely be my mother.
That's fine.
I got a question.
What you got, Tanny?
Have there ever been a winning coach in the NBA that never played the game?
Mm. I don't know.
Yeah, him.
He played, right?
No, he didn't play. He was like the film guy.
Wait, say the question on the mic so people can hear because they couldn't hear me. So say the question on the mic.
The question is, was there ever a coach in the NBA who won
A winning coach.
a winning coach in the NBA who didn't play? Yeah, and that's that's the dude from Miami.
Oh no. He played.
Oh, he played?
He said he played with played college basketball with the Portland Pilots before playing professionally and coaching
He played in the league?
in Germany.
Oh, in Germany. Okay.
He played, though, he didn't.
That's fine.
That's a good question though.
Will you see yourself in 5 years? Will you see yourself? Will you see the program?
I want this program to be like sponsored, like really
Real.
fully sponsored,
Yeah.
like
Like a sneaker.
right. We getting sneakers, we getting uniforms, they paying for travel, they paying for hotels, they paying for food, they paying for everything for these kids. Like that's where I want us to get because not because of us, but because of the dedication that we put into these kids. I want that to turn around and benefit them. So I see a lot of programs that sponsor that don't benefit these kids. Like it's just strictly for them in their pockets. So that's why I see the program in 5 years, like somebody really taking that chance and saying, all right, look, this is for y'all. That's what I wanted to get to.
Right.
Me on a personal level, where I see myself in 5 years, I really just see myself, like I said, I want to start the food truck, and I want to start more entrepreneurial things because I don't want to work with somebody for the rest of my life.
Right.
So even after retirement, I want to have something set up to where I got money working for me as opposed to me working to get money.
Right. Makes plenty sense. I want to back up. We talked you just what you just said and part of the 5-year plan for the program. Fully sponsored, right? There's some fully sponsored programs that ain't fully sponsored. Right or right. So the fully sponsored teams, but they charging fees.
Right.
How that
Right,
work?
how that work? That's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said. They sponsor, but they not for these kids because that money ain't going to these kids.
Like,
Because you can't tell me, oh, we sponsored by this big name and that big name, but it's $75 for the sneakers. How? Is you the hotel is $200 from who? Y'all sponsored, right?
right.
So why are they coming out their pocket for anything? I can see you telling me as a parent, okay, you gotta pay for your stuff,
Right.
but that kid shouldn't have to pay for anything.
Right. I just thought that was interesting. That I mean, there's sponsors, there's sponsored teams, there's sponsored teams, but Still fees.
Still fees.
So
$900 a season.
what exactly is being sponsored? Like what they sponsor?
Them not going to work. That's what they sponsor. That's what they sponsor.
Yo,
My mortgage got to get paid. That's sponsor.
Yeah.
And that's all good if that sponsor is going to do that for you.
Right.
But you can't take the money from the kids for that reason.
Right.
Because there's sponsors that's going to say, all right, look, I'm going to pay for you to do X, Y, and Z. Travel with them, all of that. But they got to say that to you. You can't just say it for yourself.
Right.
And then be like, well, we short this, so the parents got to make it up. Nah,
I just thought that was like super interesting because I feel like, you know what I mean? If we get in a situation where when we get a situation where we can have teams that's fully funded,
right.
Like that means you're not paying for anything. You're just showing
Showing
up
up.
and you play.
That's it.
Right? There's no hidden fees.
None.
When you get to the bottom of the contract and it's in them little tiny letters and numbers.
And then even outside of that, we not sponsored, but we still don't do what half of these sponsors programs do.
Yeah.
So we out here charging little to nothing for a D League, and I got a sponsored team that's charging you $900 a season. There's 4 seasons in a year.
Yeah.
$900 a season.
Right.
And then all you do is they learn what the square mean on the back of the backboard for one season. The next season they learn how to hit the square. After that, hitting the square, they learn how to dribble.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
It's definitely a lot of money grabbing going on.
Services is what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of money grabbing.
It's crazy.
Definitely a lot of money grabbing.
Sometimes I just want the kids to play the violin and get up out of basketball because
like
it'd be too much sometimes.
But that's why we had a mentoring joint. We introduced them to different stuff because we know realistically, I mean it can turn into just like some recreational stuff.
Right.
And the way basketball is going now, with all the reclassing, the super reclassing, and the cheating that's going
extra
on.
Hard.
They making that extra hard for the ones that's doing the right thing to get noticed,
right,
and be where they need to be,
right,
for a fact. I mean, yeah, but good show, man.
Thank you much, sir.
Very very good. You shared a lot of useful information. The parents, I'm sure they're happy. They're all clapping and stuff on the gram. I don't know why I got logged off my gram. I had to go on the Almighty's gram and the AMF show gram. I don't know what's going on with Instagram today, but yeah, man, it was a great show. Is there any shout outs you want to give before we close out?
I want to shout out all the kids at AMF.
You got to name all 300.
All 300. All right.
We be here all day.
All night.
Well, it's about 7 Aidens, about 6 about 6 Cadens, about 3 Jadens.
I just want to shout out all the kids at AMF, all the parents. Of course, you, your father, your family, my family, my support, Steven, his mother, everybody that's like in our corner wholeheartedly, whether it be for basketball, just for the kids, whatever it is. I just want to shout out all the help that we do have and all the people that stuck around us, even when it looked like, it wasn't going to go too good. They still there. So that's who I want to shout out.
Yeah. We got some loyal, some parents. Right. I mean, loyal parents and coaches and staff and stuff like that. And then we got the others. Shout out to them too, man.
Shout out to others.
I mean, much love.
Shout out to others for real.
All right, man. Like, we really wrapping up this time. Right? We at the end. We at the end. It's the AMF show.
Sorry.
AMF show, episode 19. Coach J Vaughn. We out. Peace. Did you just do a gangster?
No, I said